Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys have been well so far. I am so happy to be finally back in London to have a chance to sit down and have a chat with you guys. This might be a little bit of a longer video, so if you have time, grab a drink. I have my coffee here to sit down and listen to a little bit of a chit chat about everything related to our wedding in 2025. So I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted a sit down portion of, I guess, wedding talk to talk about what are my plans for our wedding next year. My fiance and I have been engaged for a little bit, so we kind of put the wedding planning and the whole process on the back burner, but now I think we're at a point in life that we're excited to plan a wedding, have the wedding, and finally be married. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about. Hopefully the vlogs were interesting enough. I know my vlogs are really quiet, like I don't tend to come on to the vlogs and talk to you guys, but hopefully taking you along the journey was fun enough. If you haven't seen the two vlogs, I'm gonna attach them up there for you guys to take a look. But basically we visited Lake Como and Amalfi Coast as the two potential spots for our wedding. I have always really wanted to get married in Italy. There's no particular reasons why, it's just a place that's attractive to me. We thought about maybe France, maybe Spain, but after considering the different venues, the vibes I'm looking for, Italy just seemed like the right place. So this past trip we did visit all the venues that I could think of visiting, and we did end up choosing a venue. So the venue that we chose in the end is in Ravello. I think for us it was just a destination wedding. We wanted to really feel like a destination wedding. Lake Como was very pretty, but it was still very much something familiar to us. My fiance's family used to live in Geneva, so the lake vibe is very familiar and doesn't quite feel special enough. That's why in the end we did choose a venue in Ravello. And this wouldn't be my channel if we don't talk about all the things luxury related that I'm thinking of getting for my wedding. If you're getting married as well next year, which I know quite a few of you guys have started your wedding planning process as well, let's have a chit chat about the luxury things we're thinking of getting for our weddings. I mean, the first thing that we have to talk about is probably Hermès, because as you guys know, on my channel a lot of my content is Hermès related. I love and enjoy stuff from Hermès, so I have a couple of ideas of what I want for the wedding. You guys have made your guesses on Instagram as well. I mean, it's obvious that I would want something white. I think everybody that's a bride are super attracted to white for the foreseeable future that they're planning the wedding, so everything white is appealing. In terms of Hermès, I know you guys know that I have quite of a big collection of white handbags. Again, I've done a video on this before. If you haven't seen it, I will attach it. I have a lot of white bags, so that's kind of where I'm a little bit stuck. I still want a white bag, but I want something that's a little bit special, that feels very weddingy. So I'm thinking of maybe getting a mini Kelly in ostrich, because I've been enjoying my mini Kellys so much. On ostrich, I feel like Vuitton is a bit too gray. If I can find a color comparison, I'll show you guys. I think Nata is probably the right color for me. Just really want something that's a little bit different, a little bit special. That's why the ostrich part came into play. So that's definitely my number one wedding bag. If possible, I do want to get a honeymoon bag as well. Something a little bit more casual, still special, but more vacation-y. So I was thinking of maybe asking my essay for a mini picnic. In terms of color, here's where I'm a bit conflicted. So the obvious choice would be white. I feel like that's a bit too boring almost, so I do kind of want some kind of color. I have no clue what color. It would be great if you guys could make some recommendations in the comment section, but I'm thinking more like beigey, something brown but not too dark. My friend has one in like gold, which I feel like it's a bit too dark for what I'm looking for, so definitely for me it would be something like chai. I don't know exactly what colors Hermès are making for the next season, so frankly speaking it also depends on what's available, but in my mind the ideal scenario would be a picnic in some kind of color. Let's not go down the rabbit hole of a really vibrant color, but just at least a neutral color that's in line with my aesthetic would be nice. So these are the two handbags bags that I'm thinking of potentially getting next year for the wedding. Again, I'm not sure if I will get both of them or get one of them or what the scenario is. As you guys know, when it comes to Hermès, things are a bit unpredicted. This wouldn't be really a wedding talk, I guess, without jewelries. I love jewelries. You guys know I've completely changed my aesthetic when it comes to jewelries. I used to wear a lot of gold. Now I only wear silver, platinum, white gold. So I've completely switched, and I think that kind of happened when I got engaged. I'm definitely thinking of getting maybe a couple more pieces of jewelries that matches my current aesthetic. One of the bigger purchases that I'm thinking about is a watch that I've talked to you guys about in my 2024 wish list. It's a Tech Philippe annual calendar watch, fully covered in diamond. I've tried it on in the London boutique with my fiance. It just feels very bridal. It feels very pretty. It's still quite understated. Like, if you don't know, you don't know. I mean, it's blingy enough for what it is, but I still feel like it's subtle enough to be acceptable. So that's definitely something I'm thinking about. It is quite expensive, so it's something I think I have to like meditate on a little bit more, but definitely I would like to have another watch that's like a silver colored watch instead of all gold. Everything I own right now except the Audemars Piguet is in gold or rose gold, which I really just don't wear them. Other than that, in terms of general jewelries, I definitely think I want to get some more pieces from Van Cleef. They don't have a whole lot of white gold options. I already have like this necklace and the 5 motif bracelet in the exact same color. Honestly, I think I just might get the exact same thing again, but the 10 motif version. That's it really in terms of jewelries I'm thinking. I've gotten a lot of rings. Most of them are actually from Hermès. Hermès does fine jewelry quite well. Like this one is from Hermès. I've unboxed it with you guys, which I really like. I think it's quite unique. Their pieces are pretty understated, and if you don't know, again, you don't know that it's from Hermès, and I just really enjoy wearing them. Moving on to talk to you guys a little bit more about the wedding shoes that I'm thinking about. So here again, it's another point I feel very conflicted about. I am not completely sure what I'm gonna get. In terms of the looks I have, I'm thinking for the Italy wedding, I will probably have 4 to 5 looks. And then in terms of shoes, I do have the Milano Blahnik I got for our engagement party, which I'm definitely going to use again because I love it so much. But I think on the wedding day, all the brides would like to have a special bridal shoe, and I'm thinking of ordering something probably from Jimmy Choo because you can get the date engraved on the shoe, which is quite cute. I think that would make the shoe more special. And yeah, that's it. I mean, there's a couple of models of shoes that I'm thinking about from Jimmy Choo. I do need your guys' help in terms of which one I should choose, because frankly speaking, I do not wear heels. That is just not something I do on a day-to-day basis, and I'm not really good at walking around in heels. So I'm really concerned that if I choose something super tall, I'm gonna trip over myself on the big day and then make a fool of myself. But there are a couple models that are quite thick in terms of the platform. It's tall, but since it has a thick platform, I think I can manage. Anything thin heeled, I will not survive, especially that the wedding is, the ceremony and stuff is outdoor. I'm not gonna be able to walk around in those. So these are the couple ones I'm thinking about. You can see that they're very decorative, very bridal. Jimmy Choo shoes typically fits me fine, so I don't think the fit is gonna be a problem. I can last a couple of hours in them. I might order the normal ones to try before I custom order them, because at that point I cannot return them. It's really cool that Jimmy Choo does this for the future brides. If you're thinking of getting a special shoe to commemorate your wedding, this could be something fun to do. Lastly, the big one is obviously the wedding gown. What I'm gonna choose, what brand I'm looking at, what designers I'm thinking about. Frankly speaking, I have a few that I have in mind. There are a couple brands I'm definitely more drawn to. I guess I should context this by saying that I have actually 2 weddings, so one in China and one in Italy. So because one is indoor, the other one is more outdoor and holiday vibes. The kind of wedding dress I'm thinking for the two events would be dramatically different. And typically for Chinese weddings, you wear something traditional, then you change into a big gown if it's an indoor wedding to kind of fill up the space. And everything for that specific wedding, I'm probably going to rent because those are things I can never wear again. On the other hand, for the Italian wedding, everything I'm gonna buy. So I do want the pieces I wear to either be really special, have a lot of sentimental values, or the pieces I can wear again in the future for a different occasion. So in terms of the main gown, I was thinking of the dresses that are super popular from Vivienne Westwood. I will show you guys examples of it because the silhouette is just super clean, and I feel like I can shorten them and repurpose them to wear in the future. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think I will wear my main gown ever again, but it's just like the idea of being able to wear again feels nice. But anyways, the Vivienne Westwood ones definitely are the kind of satin silhouette that I'm dreaming of. I love the way it looks. I love the way it looks on other Asian girls on a more petite frame. I think it looks really nice and it gives you just the perfect kind of silhouette. But I also do feel like they're a little bit petite, like it doesn't have so much volume, so it doesn't take up a lot of space, and I don't know if it's grand enough to be my main gown. So that's definitely something I'm gonna have to try, because just from imagining it, I have no clue if it's gonna work out for the wedding or not. A lot of the brides that I see in Italy wears dresses from these two other brands. I think these two brands are a bit more known for lacier designs. Again, excellent silhouette. I definitely need to go and try them to see how I feel, but I don't know how I feel about lacy wedding gowns. I think I'm always more drawn to satin kind of material, but for it to be an Italian wedding and in a summer month, maybe a lace gown would work well. I'm honestly not sure. And I think one of the other problems I have with the Vivienne Westwood gown is that the other dresses I'm thinking for the wedding are all satin, and they're not similar but can offer kind of a similar aesthetic, which is kind of, I guess, sad that if my looks overlap so much. So that's also another reason that I feel a bit hesitant to say that, okay, this is my main gown brand. I'm gonna allocate the time and the budget to go try them, you know, get them custom ordered. The only wedding brand I have tried so far is Elisab, which I tried it on quite some time ago, I think maybe more than a year ago. And the fitting didn't exactly go how I planned. I think the gowns were just too big for my silhouette. I'm not super tall or super big, so I'm 165 for your reference, and when I put on gowns that are several times my size, it really just kind of swallows me, and I don't like how they feel. I don't like how they look on me. Maybe things have changed. I think I will go back to Elisab again to try on more dresses. Hopefully the new season design are coming in and I can go and see them, and maybe I'll find something I like, because that's definitely one of the brands that I was very attracted to in the very beginning, but then kind of gave up after the fitting I had in Paris. So that's it for the wedding talks. I hope it wasn't too long. I just kind of rambled on all the things I can think about. It's obviously a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, a lot of internal debates about what I want my weddings to look like, feel like, and the kind of experience I want to offer to my guests. I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity to have two separate weddings. I mean, partially it was like obligatory because some of my family in China cannot attend our Italy wedding, and my parents are looking for something very different, right, for their friends to participate. So weddings in China are traditionally very big. So the Chinese wedding we're having is like maybe 200 300 guests, which is just, it's crazy in my mind. And our Italian wedding is very petite, so only very intimate friends and family are gonna be there, and it's only gonna be maybe 50 people. So definitely two very different weddings, completely different vibes, but I'm glad that I have the opportunity to enjoy both of them. Hopefully, if I manage to do the planning well, then it will be an enjoyable experience. So wish me luck. Anyway, that's all for the wedding talk. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and it was interesting at least to follow me along my wedding journey. I don't want all of my content to be about the wedding, but it's a big part of my life for the next year. So I do want to share with you guys, and hopefully it will be a fun and exciting journey for you guys as well. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure to go over and follow me on Instagram, because I share a lot of details of my wedding planning journey there, and I would love for you guys to participate and vote on the choices I make. So anyway, that's all for today's video. I will see you guys next time. Bye.